What are some possible scenarios and outcomes for the 2024 U.S. presidential election? I would interested in hearing about the possible scenarios for the 2024 U.S. presidential election. For example, what would be the outcome of a Biden-Trump rematch? Biden versus a different Republican, a different Democrat versus Trump, or a Democrat and Republican other than Biden or Trump? Who would win? What would the voter turnout be? How would swing voters and swing states vote? Or anything that was not asked that is important? Please discuss here. I am a Democrat, but I think the electoral math favors Biden. I think Pennsylvania and Michigan have swung more left, but winning those two states makes the electoral math super hard for Trump. Barring a really bad health issue, I think Biden wins against Trump. Don't see another Republican candidate getting the nomination even in a circumstance where Trump is in jail. Ridiculous to even consider. This is no serious political analysis of the state of the country or anything else. I don't think I see a Trump win just because he's not as fun as last time. He overplayed his hand, and there's been moments of recent where he has to take things seriously and can't joke around. For example, in the first election there was a lot of the "no, don't turn those lights on" silly moments, but recently he made that joke about kissing a guy and the crowd was silent. His base has become more entrenched and polarized and can't stand the thought of even jokes around a subject. There is some gridlock scenarios where Democrats retake the House due to the ineptitude of the House Republicans, but somehow Trump wins the presidency. That would create chaos in government. There is another scenario in which Biden wins re-election but Republicans retake the Senate, causing gridlock in government. In conclusion, we're screwed. Grin. Most likely, in my humble opinion, Biden will turn out college-educated suburban women to let him win Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. It will be close and come down to maybe 50-75K votes in those states combined. The Senate will be a 50-50 with a Harris split vote, and the House will go to Democrats. The Trump campaign is hemorrhaging money due to legal issues. Biden needs to spend lots of money in those states mentioned above and focus on turning out his 2020 voters. Trump or Biden kick the bucket right before election, massively affecting turnout and forcing state legislatures to amend faithless elector laws so electors will be able to vote for a living person. Only two options I can see is either a Trump or Biden win, provided neither dies before the election, and based on the last few presidential races, voter turnout will likely be around 60. Race will be close. Biden will likely win the popular vote. Swing states will decide the election. Why does everyone seem so dismissive of Republican challengers to Trump? The consensus is that Biden beats Trump in a rematch. The consensus also seems to be that DeSantis and Haley have a better shot of competing with Biden due to his age. Therefore, I believe it is more likely that Trump will not be the nominee due to Republicans, actually wanting to win the presidency. I believe that Haley or DeSantis will have a surprising primary result and momentum will build, and Trump will be defeated in the primary. I believe this Republican challenger will then go on to defeat Biden in the general election because he is too old. As long as Roe v. Wade reversal is in effect, the Democrats can elect a potato and they have it will dominate all national elections. The red states will be more purple. The purple will be more blue. I know myself personally. As long as I have a mother, wife, daughter, nieces, aunts, I will not be voting for any Republicans anytime soon. I feel confident in saying that Biden will lose if he goes up against any Republican other than Trump. Democrats are more split now than ever, and anger against Trump is one of the few things unifying the party. If a Republican other than Trump wins the nomination, I imagine a lot of Democrat voters will sit the election out, seeing it as less important than if Trump were on the ballot, and giving the Republican candidate the win. It will be either Trump or Biden. There are a significant left tail risks for either. Trump, his narcissistic and vengeful attitude coupled with cognitive decline means a truly a constitutional crisis is very probable. Good outcome is he cares about legacy and listens to wise men in the room. Unfortunately, no evidence so far. Biden cognitive decline makes him weak, but he has so far been very cogent in actions, perhaps indicating his deference to experts. Best case cognitive decline just exacerbates his speech impediment but not judgment. I know this is Reddit, but multiple betting line sites have Trump favored to win the election as of today. I'm not saying he's going to win, but smart money actually has him favored right now. Take from that what you will. I'm getting increasingly concerned there could be a crazy chaos scenario forming with more than Biden-Trump running. RFK Jr. could pull crazy conspiracy theory types from both sides. Cornel West pulling from Biden. Another Dem like Manchin or Dean Parker are considering jumping in. Who knows if Trump wins the R nomination if a more moderate Republican jumps in too. Say nationally Biden and Trump are polling like 39-36. With the rest going to minor candidates. Suddenly lots more previously thought safe like CA, NY, TX, etc. start to look competitive. Please don't lump gerrymandering in with presidential elections as it is irrelevant for the initial vote. The question has to be, is there a more anybody but Biden sentiment versus anybody but Trump? Personally, I believe that a reasonable Republican, is there such an animal, could trounce Biden. I also worry that Democrats may not be able to drive turnout necessary to win. If, for example, the Middle East situation dampens turnout in Michigan, that would be a real negative for Democratic Party chances. Trump is taken off some state ballots BC of his legal troubles. And Nikki Haley is the frontrunner. Nikki wins the general. House stays in Republican hands. Senate in Dems. With Kennedy in the race as an independent. It's definitely got hurt Biden more than it will Trump. I think people who are sick of both of those morons are going to vote for Kennedy. That will be enough for Trump to potentially get the presidency back. With the polling data being neck and neck just between the two frontrunners. We're going to see a close race to begin with. Add in the chaos Kennedy will bring, and I really don't see a way for Biden to win. We might see a 1992 election in terms of the electors. Trump wins a majority and becomes president. Biden wins a majority and becomes president. Those are the simple and boring ones. And the ones most likely to happen. There are a couple of pathways for a probable tied election, which would be chaos given how it's described in the Constitution. Kennedy is also pulling pretty high, up to 22 in the general. There is a small chance he wins a state, potentially causing the previous scenario to play out again. Potential outcomes in no particular order of likelihood. 1. Biden wins. 2. Trump wins. 3. RFK wins. 4. Trump gets snubbed. Someone else runs with an R next to their name and wins. 5. Biden steps down or otherwise experiences some sort of life-changing medical episode that makes the DNC choose to run another candidate. And that candidate wins. I think that pretty well covers all the most plausible potential outcomes. Well, let's see. Biden and his family make money off their political position, and Biden is told what to do. And any misstep is immediately corrected by his handlers. Trump lost billions, defying his handlers and advisors, defending what he believes is best for the country. I don't agree with all of it, but money talks.